So I was thinking about this a little bit more. Like I gave you the example where I said Harry Potter was chosen by Dumbledore and Voldemort, right, to be the chosen one. Like both of them decided that Harry was the chosen one, and so they began to minister to him and to interact with him as if he was the chosen one. They both selected him as the chosen one. But the prophecy in Harry Potter says that Voldemort selected Harry as his equal. That's what made him the chosen one. Voldemort saw the child and said, that child is going to be my equal, and that's why I choose him as my adversary, right? So in a way though, like in real life, like in a real life situation, this is how it would work, how the chosen one archetype would play itself out, this entire situation in your life. Let's say you've been, at work, working hard in your career field, right? And something happens and you catch the attention of one of the big players at your place of employment, right? Like one of the big bosses. Somehow you end up on their radar. And maybe it's because you've done something very well and they're impressed by it, or the opposite, right? But let's just say you've done something and they've taken notice and they've been like, that's interesting. I kind of like the way they handled that. There's something about you that's attractive to them. And it's a certain part of them that is telling them, this person has the potential to rise here, right? This person has the potential to become my equal. I could see myself being friends with this individual. In order for me to be friends with them, I must, sort of get them to rise up to my level. And because they're curious about you, maybe they express their interest in you to one of their co-workers. So another big boss player in your career field, right? They bring your name up. They're like, yo, have you ever noticed so-and-so? And this person's probably going to be like, nah, who is it? And they, so they point you out and stuff like this. And that person immediately takes the opposite position. They don't like you at all. They're like, no, I don't see anything about that person that could be anything like me. They could never be my equal. I don't like them at all. They would fail. They're not right for the job, right? They take up this, but the other person is like, no, come on, man, wait. So you're telling me this, and they have this argument. So there is this, now this sort of emotional turbulence in between these two big players because of your existence, because they're sort of like betting on you now, because you're performing in a certain way. One likes it, the other one doesn't, and they've sort of got this game going on with you. So they start to pay you more attention, right? Maybe they start coming to your department more, and they're throwing glances in your area. Maybe they go to your department head and ask, for them to send you an extra workload just to see how you would respond, because the one is like, watch, we'll send him the extra work and we'll see, he'll get it done by tomorrow. I guarantee you, I've been watching him, he'll get it done by tomorrow. And the other one's like, no, nobody could complete that caseload by tomorrow night. If they did, they would be crazy. I would never do that. And so they have this bet going on. So they start to test you a little bit. Maybe they even approach you, and they start to sort of whisper things in your ear. You know what I mean? Like one is doing everything they can to help you succeed now, and the other one is on the opposite team. They're doing everything to make you fail. And maybe they have, other friends in your department that they can get on their side, and they'll be running like side missions, messing with you. You know what I'm saying? Just putting you up to the test, and all of it to see if you can make it or not. If you fail the test, you'll stay where you're at. But if you make it through, you're like the chosen one, right? And you rise to the occasion. That's what the chosen one does. And that sort of is like how the dynamic could play out. Sorry to cut in here like this, but I had this idea come to me. I was reminded of this, but I read Aristotle's book called Poetica, the Poetica. It's all about poetics, about writing and stuff like this. And he mentions this idea of moral agents, okay? And so a moral agent is someone who the poet uses, like it's a character who the poet uses, puts into the story just to sort of illustrate and sort of accentuate a moral implication. So it's like the shop clerk, the real, like maybe the shop clerk has had a really long day, a bad day, so they're kind of rude at the counter, and now we get to see how the protagonist reacts to that. And so this is like a moral agent, is someone who is like planted in the storyline just to illustrate the moralistic tendencies in behavior and thought of the protagonist. So in real life, what I'm saying is that there will be certain situations, certain people that are put seemingly on purpose, they're put in front of you just to see how you will react. And this is so you can get to know yourself better, to get to know what you like and what you dislike, the things that are agreeable to you and the things that are disagreeable to you, the things that you think are attractive, the qualities in a person that you call attractive, that you admire, right? And then the ones that repulse you, that disgust you, and things like this. And this helps you to better understand who you are at your soul essence, okay? Anyway, sorry about that. Out, but it plays out in everybody's lives too. Like, we're born with a mom and a dad. A lot of us kind of grow up with a dynamic where like mom is the good guy, dad is the bad guy, or vice versa, right? But it seems like each of our parents have their own will for us in our life, and there's this battle going on. Like, mom and dad are fighting against each other to see what's going to happen in the child's life. And if you perform satisfactorily, right, like they choose you, your parents can really help you out. They can really set you up to achieve great things in life if they've been doing, things a certain way or whatever, right? But it's like this is how the chosen one sort of acts out in our life. It's like you get the attention of a higher source, right? Like this, or like in the Bible, like Jesus obviously had the attention of God, and by extension he had the attention of Satan too, or like Job, right? Like Job was so like loyal and pious to God, right? And he caught the attention of God. God said, look, man, there's not another man like this with such faith on the entire face of the earth. And Satan is like, well, he's only so good because of this. And so he immediately takes up the opposition, and then they go to battle over this to test you and have you rise, right? And so it's a funny thing, this idea of the chosen one, that archetype, and everything that comes about as a result of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just interested in it right now, so I figured I'd share my thoughts. But anyway, man, until next time, I hope you continue to free your mind.